So our text for this morning is recorded in the very first book of our Holy Scriptures, Genesis chapter 12, beginning with verse 1. The Lord said to Abraham, "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land that I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you I will curse. And all the peoples of the earth will be blessed through you." What a grand vision. It's a grand vision that starts right at the beginning of our scriptures and outlines the plans that God has for making great nations and for blessing great nations. Every now and then we get a glimpse of that greatness, and that's what the State Department people and the Department of Education people saw. They saw that this could be a great thing if peoples of the world were meeting together, studying together, planning together, building relationships together. It's a great grand vision. But it's a macro vision. And for every macro vision, there are the micro realities. So I'd like to outline some of those micro realities for you today. And the micro reality is, why would an individual student come to the United States? Why would they come to a community like Concordia? I mean, they have obstacles to overcome. They have some significant ones. First of all, they have to decide, together with their family, that they're going to leave their home country. They're going to leave their family, not just for a few hours away, but to be gone for years at a time. Once they make the decision they actually are going to leave their country, then they have the daunting task of picking where to go. And here in the United States, there are 4,200 universities from which to choose, so students have an opportunity to peruse those 4,200 universities. And you wonder, where is Concordia University in that list of 4,000? Nevertheless, some decide that Concordia is their place to come, so they have to send in their application. They apply to their school. They have to demonstrate their language proficiency. And then once the application is turned in, they have to begin the immigration paper process. So each international student has to demonstrate liquid assets of the entire amount that it will take for a year of tuition, room, and board. Has to be recorded for the U.S. government to see that students actually have the means to support themselves while they're here. Once that form is in place, the student has to pay a fee for an I-901 form, $100 or $200 for that fee to be, or for that form to be registered. Once that form is registered, then the student gets the opportunity to fill out a DS-160. A DS-160 also costs $160, and that's for the interview fee, so that the student can then go to the U.S. Embassy to be interviewed. The U.S. Embassy allows up to 3 times for an international student to come back and be interviewed at $160 each time, and many of our students have taken that many times to be approved for their interview. Once the interview is done, once their visa is established, then they get the privilege of beginning their travel plans. And for most students, there'll be a minimum of 24 hours from door to door. And you might think that the obstacles are finished then, but once they land at O'Hare International Airport, they have one more step to walk through, and that is the immigration there. And in fact, some students get that far and the door is closed and they're turned back to start all over again. And then, finally, comes the day that they walk through the doors of Concordia. And the question is still on their mind, will I be accepted here at this community? And I've had the privilege to welcome many of the students who've come to live among us, and you can see in their eyes the look of bewilderment, the look of excitement, the look of fear, all of those combined in that one micro piece of the macro picture. And that micro piece is that one individual student. Despite all these obstacles, for Concordia University, 370 students have been successful and today call Concordia their university, their home, and they come from 38 different countries. And I'd like to ask the representatives of some of those countries and some of our students to come forward so that you get a sense of the scope of the community living among us. Uruguay, Colombia, Ukraine, Venezuela, Canada, Brazil, South Korea, Norway, Austria, Guatemala, Sri Lanka, Iran, Ghana, Mexico, Philippines, India, Saudi Arabia, Vietnam, China, Madagascar, France, United Kingdom, Pakistan, Sudan, South Africa, Burkina Faso, Egypt, Argentina, Taiwan, Ethiopia, Turkey, Hong Kong, Nigeria, Haiti, all welcomed by the United States. Now, we agree here in this community with the State Department, we agree with the Department of Education that this is a significant opportunity for interaction with people from around the world. But you know, I'll address the students here who have carried some of these flags or carried these flags from their home country, that we see you even more importantly. We believe in this community that you have come to us as a gift from God. See, we know that our God that we confess is active throughout the world, as we saw in his promise to Abraham to bless all the nations, as we see later recorded in our scriptures where God so loved the world, the whole world, that he gave his son to come and live among us in this world to save us. And finally, we get to the future vision where we see recorded in Revelations chapter 7, verse 9. We say, after this I looked, and before me was a great multitude that no one could count, from every nation, every tribe, every people, every language, standing before the throne and in front of the Lamb. The vision of a God active in his whole world is what drives this community, with the confidence knowing that everything that happens here happens in the context of a God who is active in this world, active at redeeming his people, active in bringing the world to himself. We get to participate in that. We get to be part of the actions of our God in this world.